But yeah, Guild Wars 2 is fun. I've also been playing. It just came out. 40K Chaosgate Demon Hunters, which is a name. That is a name. Oh no, there we go. Literally everything on my computer minimized for some reason. I don't know what caused that.
I don't even know. Strange.
OBS went down. The Discord went down. My docket went down.
Don't hit the Windows key.
Right. We're going to be talking about Chaosgate again in a little bit, but this is 40K XCOM. And it probably is because Faith poked me, yeah. It's really fun to play because I think it has all the best things about XCOM, but also clears out some of the slightly annoying things. For instance, we all joke and laugh and have a good time about the hit rates in XCOM, right? But when you miss on a 93 4 times in a row, yes, it's statistically possible. It's still incredibly annoying. That doesn't happen in Chaosgate because you don't miss. If they're behind cover, you don't hit them. If they're not behind cover, you do hit them. And that works for enemies hitting you as well. So the trade-off is that it's a lot harder, but it's a lot more definite. You know you're going to get the hits. And they changed up Overwatch, whereas instead of your character has a chance to take a shot, you set up a field of fire, and anything that enters that field of fire will take damage. And you can overlay the fields of fire. So you have your Grey Knights, and depending on how you set them up, you can just have 4 crisscross lanes of fire, where anything that tries to run into melee you is going to die. And it feels pretty good. I'm probably 5 missions in, and it's not easy. Not easy at all. I completed a mission and there's a really cool system where, like, your characters are psychers, and so they can use psychic powers. But if they do, the map becomes unstable. So the psychic powers do more damage, have cool effects, you can teleport. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. But again, you increase the enemy's strength, basically, because the map becomes more unstable as you do. And one thing that can just happen is, like, you hit 100% on the meter, and it rolls a die to see what happens. Hey, a portal opens up, and more enemies came out.
Right on. The, I don't know. It sounds a little bit more like a mobile. I don't know. I don't. When you talk about that, almost instead of XCOM, it looks like XCOM, but more like a tower defense.
Yeah.
How you would go about setting stuff.
There are mission objectives, too. Like, hey, you have to melee these people instead of, like, to get a special thing from them. And so it does try to force you to play differently than just turtling.
Gotcha.
But you also have, like, hey, this guy gets to run around with an incinerator because I got an incinerator to put on him. And it has very short range, and he can't use Overwatch, but he can just go... So...
There you have it.
Goblin Hunters came from that portal. Oh, no. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in this game. It does have a really big annoyance, though, and the devs have already said something about it, but it is getting review bombed right now on Steam because of it. They, in an attempt to raise, like, a marketing scheme for this game, they did Twitch drops for a couple items in game. Now, when I say a couple, if you were going to do this, how many items would you lock behind Twitch drops?
Just a couple.
Yeah, they chose 11, which is a really high number. And the devs have realized their mistake and have put out a statement saying, "Hey, we're gonna put these items out for free to all players in an update sometime in May. This was a mistake. We shouldn't have done this. We're sorry."
But, don't do that all at one time. If you've got that many you want to keep that, behind the Twitch drop, then spread it out.
Yep. The worst part, you can see that there are slots where weapons should be in game. So you know that there's more stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a ballista and 70 scimitars, and those scimitars nearly crashed into Beyond. No, it's a fun game. I really enjoy playing it. I think, like I said, it has some of the best things from XCOM while still being different and unique. Your characters aren't just rank and file soldiers; they're Grey Knights. These guys are good at what they do. They have auto attacks, like opportunity attacks, if people try to melee, like run past them to get out of melee. And most of the time, if somebody tries to do that, your Grey Knight just kills them. It's just a bam. They also have a thing where if they drop down to 0 HP, they can get back up after 3 turns. But after those 3 turns, they get back up on half health, and if they die again, they're dead for good. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The Twitch drops were things that you could only get from watching on Twitch and getting lucky and getting the Twitch drop. And the devs have realized, hey, that was a mistake.
Well, it's hard to do stuff like that anyway because you know, especially with a worldwide audience.
Yep.
You know, people aren't going to be able to get up at that time.
That's right.
In their country, that's sleeping time.
And if you didn't even know you wanted the game until after it came out, like if you're watching this today and you pick up the game, those Twitch drops aren't live anymore. So yeah, those items are just going to be available to everybody now. Why would you do that? What are you thinking?
Well, no, I will say this though. I mean, on the back end there, you know what? We messed that up. We took something special. So like we're gonna lay these out. So I mean, at least they didn't double down.
Yeah, and at least they didn't decide, hey, we'll sell those to you.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know, I gotta give a little bit of credit back there.
Yeah,
I understand what you're thinking on the backside. A little bit greedy, a little bit strange.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think they at least resolved the problem.
I think so too.
Best way they could. Let me put it that way.
I want to say one last thing about this before I move on to the last thing for my week, which is all the Grey Knights automatically come with names for Knights of the Round Table, which is just a nice little touch. This is nice. Sir Ector. This is Sir Rugen. This is, Sir Yolanthus. And it's just like, yeah. So, that's a nice touch. Although now I have 2 Sir Yolandhuses. Like, they both have a different first name. So maybe they just take those names. I'm not super familiar with Grey Knights.
That's a last name.
Yeah. So,
it's a family name.
Yeah, they're brothers. Let's hit the news. And we got some cool stuff to talk about here.
All right.
So, right off the bat, we have Warhammer Fest happened. There's a lot of cool new stuff that was unveiled there. Let me pull this up here. Tony the Tiger works there. That's right. Horus Heresy stuff got shown off, along with a bunch of cool old stuff coming back in plastic now where people can get their hands on it. Yeah, no, Duke Nukem Forever had problems well before it was vanilla and bloatware and lost.
Yeah.
It's cool that Horus Heresy is coming back. They're bringing back plastic models for a lot of the old resin stuff and old metal stuff. So I'm glad for the people that want to play that. I'm more excited for getting models that I can kit bash and put into my army. But, that's cool for them. They showed off a new kill team that has Traitor Guard in it, which are guard that have given themselves over to Chaos. And they're going up against Phobos Space Marines, which is a weird kit to put in there from the Vanguard kit, because that's already a team in Kill Team. And like before, it's been a new team every time. So hopefully they get new rules, I guess, that'll make them more useful. I don't know. Also makes the box kind of less valuable for me because the Phobos Marines aren't very good on the tabletop, and I already have them. So don't really need 2 of them. Oh. Back old Gumbla for sure. But, we'll see how it goes. The Middle Earth strategy game added Bjornings. Interesting. And the models actually look pretty good. I'm impressed, not just with how they look, but also trying to figure out how I can take that bear and get bash it into something for other stuff. I'm kind of thinking about getting into Tyranids soon because I haven't built a Tyranids kill team yet, and I could probably make that bear a really sick looking Carnifex with some Tyranids legs.
As long as it's not a day of, then we'll be all right.
Necromunda got some squats added to it, which also means that your old squat models will be good in Necromunda now, so that's cool. Warcry got some new stuff, including a really sick looking Centaur man that makes me wish I played Warcry. Age of Sigmar got some new Skavens, some new rat people. That's cool. And they got some new elves, some new Sylvaneth, as well as getting like some new handbooks that should make it a little bit easier to play. They got a new Minotaur Warlord. A lot of cool stuff there. And then 40K got new Chaos Space Marine stuff that include like Possessed that are half taken over by Chaos that look really cool. And the League of Votann have bikes. They're space dwarves on bikes that have grav repulsors on them. And that's cool. You know, at the end of the day, that's kind of cool.
I'm sorry, biker mice from Mars just popped in my head. I don't know why.
That's fair. That's fair. We also found out they're making a codex just for World Eaters. If you're somebody that likes to go to the table and yell blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, you're getting your own codex now, and that's cool. Hopefully a lot of cool stuff coming from that. So. And then we got new chapter improve, which added a bunch of cool stuff. The big thing that I wanted to touch on here is that up until this point, if you wanted the points changes officially, and this is pretty scummy before, I'm glad they're changing it now. If you wanted the points changes officially, you had to buy the chapter approved books, which gave new missions. That's where the points updates were at. Most people didn't do that. Most people just waited till they'd been put online and just downloaded the PDF of it. But as of this newest book, the points changes are free on their website now, which they should have been a long time ago. So thanks for that. That's cool. Glad you finally did that, because I'm going to be honest, I've never bought a chapter approved book, and I wasn't going to start.
Yeah.
Sorry. $20 for a book with points changes and new missions in it when I don't need the book to know what the new missions are. I can just look them up. Is not great. So glad the points changes are free now. That's awesome. So yeah, that's the 40K minute here on the podcast.
Nice.
Lots of cool stuff coming out. The Chaos books and the new Chaos models are all coming out soon. So if you're somebody that likes Chaos, you got a lot of cool stuff coming. I like Chaos. I'm not a Chaos player, but Chaos is cool. They get spikes on their models. We don't get those.
Well,
My space vampires just like to eat people. They don't get spikes.
they have spikes on their teeth.
I mean, they don't like to eat people. They don't eat people. What do you mean? They're not vampires. They're loyal servants of the Imperium. They do what they're told. They definitely don't eat people.
Come on, man.
They do have spikes on their teeth, though. You're right. That's why I want to collect Tyranids, because they're just giant space bugs that like to eat everything. Like there is no good and evil when it comes to Tyranids. There's no good, bad, right, wrong. It's just, hey, we survive by eating all of you. You're our prey. We're just animals that happen to be way stronger than you. You know what? Dark, I never thought of it that way, but I collect the Space Marines that eat people and the bugs that eat people, so later, Will. Huh. Well, you know, let's move on to the next topic.